So guys, you've just bought an animal or looking up an animal and it's got a funny name to it. Perhaps it's got two parts in its name, or its name has quotation marks in it, and you want to understand why that is? That's what we're here to discuss today. Hello and welcome back to Bug Rounds. On this channel we like to discuss all things creepy crawly, so if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now this video can be based around all sorts of animals guys, but as this is an invertebrate channel, we are going to be using the inverts for the explanations of this. Now it is very important guys to understand that if you are sold an animal or researching an animal that is using a common name, that this video is not really for you. There will be a link at the very end of this video of the discussion of scientific names versus common name debate, and if you are looking into common names I suggest that you check out that video. Now the reason this video won't work for those is I'm going to be explaining binomial names. Now a binomial name is a two-part naming system, so if your animal is bought with two parts in its name or further on has quotation marks in it, we will discuss that as well today, then you will understand that that is more than likely its scientific or binomial name. Whereas if you have something with descriptive words in it, it is quite often the common name. Example, giant red knee tarantula or giant thorny stick insect. If that's the case guys, please try and do your research, find out the scientific name for it and pop back on this video so I can explain to you the breakdown of this name. So first of all guys, we are going to discuss the first word in the name of your animal. So just for an example, I'll show you a few out of my collection. So this guys is a Eurycantha calacarata. You see how it has two words. Now the first word in each of the animals I will show you is in fact the genus. This will be the case for all binomial names. This here is a Nhandu chromatus. Nhandu being the genus. And lastly, this is an Anthia sexmaculata. Anthia being the genus. So guys, I'm probably getting ahead of myself here, right? What is a genus? Well, that's a taxonomic category. So guys, animals of different species can have the same genus. For example here, our Nhandu chromatus. But I also have Nhandu coloratovillosus. And guys, I also have a sling of a Nhandu carapuensis and a juvie of a Nhandu tripepi, but they are hiding at the moment. So you see that I have four animals in my collection that all share the same genus, the first word in their binomial name. Why is this? Well, often they share similar characteristics, especially in anatomy. However, they are not of the same species. Sometimes this is visible by the naked eye. For example, you could see the coloration difference between my Nhandu coloratovillosus and my Nhandu chromatus. But sometimes guys, there are animals of the same genus that look almost identical to one another and are in fact different species. Now this will take some research and some time, and our researchers will actually look into the anatomy of each animal, and there might be an almost microscopic difference within that anatomy that shows that they are in fact different species. Now breeding of the same genus but different species is highly frowned upon guys. Now this isn't a topic I want to particularly touch in this video, however it is corrupting the bloodlines. Not only will we have mistakes within our own hobby of purchasing something of mixed bloodlines, making it something completely different to what we believe it was, but also it gives that chance of eradicating a pure blood species altogether within the wild. Now nobody wants a species to go extinct, right? So a quick breakdown, the first word in your binomial name is the genus. You can have multiple species of the same genus, but they will have similar characteristics, but differences within their anatomy, making them a different species. So guys, what is the second part in the binomial name? Well, this is actually there to identify the species within that genus. So let's go back over the ones we looked at, shall we? Eurycantha calacarata. Now this full name is in fact the binomial name, the first part being the genus, both together being the full binomial name. So the binomial name of this Nhandu is Nhandu chromatus, and the binomial name of this beetle is in fact Anthia sexmaculata. We've just shown the first part of the name shows the genus, showing both parts being the species will show the binomial name. Another example I'd like to give you, with my Eurycantha calacarata, there are few other Eurycanthas out there. One of which is not in the hobby, sadly it's not in culture within the hobby, is a Eurycantha horrida. Now the Eurycantha horrida just looks like the Eurycantha calacarata, but it is larger and it has much larger spines on the legs of the male. Now, there are probably other slight differences that are less noticeable to the naked eye, making them a different species, but of the same genus. So guys, by discussing this binomial name, you now know the genus and the full species of your animal. But wait a minute, sometimes you're researching something or have purchased something that has a word, the letters SP, and quotation marks with a place name within inside. What's that all about? Let me explain that to you now. So guys, you can see this tarantula that I used in a previous video is a Chilobrachys species Kaeng Krachan or Kaeng Krachan. Now I'm not quite sure the correct pronunciation, we're going to use Krachan for this particular video, just to make it easier. So, with the name on the screen now, Chilobrachys. That part is the genus. And the next part, SP. What's this stand for? Well guys, it stands for species. So it is of the Chilobrachys genus, but then it just says species. Why? Because it is not categorised yet, guys, to be of that particular species. They may even have the genus wrong. There are genus changes that happen throughout taxonomic research. So what's in the quotation marks? Well, you'll find this is always a place name. So that, in fact, Kaeng Krachan is in fact a place. So it is of a Chilobrachys genus, it is of the unknown species yet, an uncategorised species, and it is from Kaeng Krachan. That is its locality. Now there are on the odd occasion though locality won't be in the quotation marks. Sometimes there is a minor descriptive word. Again, this is just because it has not been taxonomically categorised as of yet. So guys, I want to give you a quick example of taxonomy here. Now I don't know the ins and outs of it all. I am not a professional researcher in taxonomy, but I want to give you an explanation of how a particular animal then has been identified. Now I'm going to be using footage from JP's Pet Nation. Now JP has his own YouTube channel, which is in fact JP's Pet Nation. There'll be a link to his channel in my description below, so please go and check out JP. So guys, in JP's footage here you can see these stick insects. Now these, not that long ago, before the last year, were known as unident species ABC Noi Chao. Now unident stood for unidentified, SP for species obviously, ABC, I don't know why they chose ABC if I'm honest with you, Noi Chao being the location. Now, I'm not sure if I've pronounced the location correctly, but you get the gist. Now they had that name because they were not categorised taxonomically into being a specific species yet. But in September of 2018, they did classify the taxonomy of this species. And because they couldn't fit it into any other genus, they made a brand new genus, which was Noi Chao, which is, or something of similar. So that is actually a brand new genus, and this stick insect is the only species of that genus. Why? Because they haven't discovered any other species that have the similar anatomy to be placed into the same genus. Now the full species or binomial name of this is Noi Chao rabeye, or something similar. My pronunciations are not that great guys, but I am doing my best for you. So what was unidentified ABC Noi Chao has now turned into the Noi Chao rabeye. So you can see that when they are taxonomically identified, this has now changed into an exact species with a brand new genus. Now I can't go into too much detail without confusing everybody here. I'm hoping that this video wasn't too confusing for you, but if you could just take the basics away with you today guys, that a binomial name consists of two parts, and it is of the genus and the species within that genus. If you see a locality at the end of the name within quotation marks, or often anything, even if it's a descriptive word within quotation marks at the end, it means it is not identified as a particular definite genus and definite species as of yet. But in time that will change, as it did with the unidentified ABC. So guys, I hope you took away some information from this video. I tried to make it quite educational. I am well aware that my explanations of things do require some work, but please let me know in the comments below, guys, if you did find this helpful and if there's any other questions you have regarding this. Now, as I said, I am no professional. I'm just trying to give you a basic explanation of a binomial name today. I also just wanted to quickly check out the t-shirt that I'm wearing now. I have a brand new one here. I'm not going to read it out to you guys, but I'm pretty sure you can make out what it says. I hope it doesn't cause any offence to anybody, but I thought it was quite amusing. So again, let me know in the comments below what you think of this particular t-shirt. And do you guys want to get hold of any? I am considering setting up a merchandising page soon, so if that's something you're interested in, please let me know. I'm sorry if this video was a bit long and boring, guys, but it was something that I felt needed to get out there, especially to those that are brand new into the hobby. So that's it from me. Remember, guys, to check out the video of scientific names versus common names debate, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.